and they know a lot more about the existence of this extraterrestrial civilization than they have yet publicly revealed. This is what's getting ready to happen in the next 5 to 6 years.
So, guys, Danny Sheehan has been really busy, okay? This lawyer, everyone knows him, he's highly regarded, very credible, has dealt with really big cases within US law. Very notable person, majestic white looking hair. If he was an alien, he would be like a tall white dwarf, right? So he's been coming out and speaking on Jay Stratton, okay? So with Danny Sheehan coming out, everyone talking about things. He's made some bombshell statements, guys. Make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to be talking about all this, and it's so good, okay? Best parts at the end. Make sure you watch all the way through. Subscribe, notifications on, okay? Daily uploads. We upload every day, and we're growing at an exponential rate. So the early fans, I will remember you, okay? We're going to be doing this shit together. We're going to be rising together, okay? But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into this one, guys. So there's a lot of drama about the Pope that just died and the one replacing him. He's like part American, but yeah, there's a lot of controversy around this person. Some people like him and some really don't. So I would love to know what you think, but we're going to be checking some more things related to that as well. And I have another big bombshell for you. Supposedly, Jay Stratton, right, was David Grush's boss. Okay, so we're going to be speaking about this too, okay?
You know, David Grush, as the whistleblower testifying before Congress, talked about a cover-up, that the U.S. government has been involved in a decades-long cover-up. The exact language was akin to, it's an alien aircraft, crashed aircraft recovery program that collects, stores, and re-engineers what they find, and that they are non-human dead pilots. All I have to say to that is that it is fascinating. I don't think it's impossible, but it sure is difficult to have upwards of 10 administrations since Carter all keep these secrets. And only David Grush is the one whistleblower who's come out and said something. And that's usually the story about a vast conspiracy. The more vast it gets, the more hard it is to contain. So why would something this explosive be so perfectly contained for so very, very long?
Well, actually, there are over 40 top secret classified experts from deep inside the federal government and various agencies who have already come forward and testified in secret behind closed doors to the Senate Intelligence Committee. So it's not just David Grush that is confirming this. There are all kinds of people, including Jay Stratton, who was the head of the Advanced Weapons Special Access Program inside the Pentagon.
So for this, I just want to give massive props to Jay Stratton, Grush's boss, right? Because since the start, when David Grush found this out, all this stuff that is unconstitutional, he went to his boss, Jay Stratton, and he took it serious, and they did all this together, followed the right procedures. Then you got Michael Brown, or who's that Brown guy? He was, that sounds weird. His surname is Brown, by the way. On Weaponized, he did that. We did that 3-part as well. His surname is Brown, but his boss just laughed and shrugged it off and told him to not look into it ever again or delete it. And then he went to his boss's boss, and it was also not successful. Jay Stratton, Grush's boss, did the right thing. So at least we know there are people who are fit for such a powerful position that does not do the right thing, right?
Who has been in charge of trying to develop a weapon system out of the technology that's being recovered from these craft so that our government can establish full spectrum military dominance over the planet.
And that really is true. And like, this sounds like the plot from Mr. Stephen Greer. So I don't know how true his stories are, but you know, Deep State wanting to have the technological leap to take over the world and be uncontested. I think that is in a lot of billionaires and very powerful and rich people's minds. If you're bored and can't go anymore up, you go through the roof, right? So that's what this is seemingly is.
So this is something that has to be addressed. This is not a legitimate objective of our national security to engage in that. And we have to be able to reach out and establish treaties with the other nation states, including Russia and China, in India and other major players, in all the NATO countries, to establish a treaty whereby we will all agree not to use any of this technology recovered from these craft for a weapon system. This is a critical thing that needs to be done. That's why our New Paradigm Institute in Washington, D.C. is dedicated not only to securing full disclosure of what our government knows about it, but also helping to formulate a new paradigm post-contact worldview so that we can understand the value of our human family in the hierarchy of beings in the universe, so that we don't consider ourselves like some primitive tribe that gets discovered, in 1955, that there's a world outside of their island, so that their entire civilization collapsed, be that as it was. We have to start taking concrete steps to move step by step to adjust our major institutions, our geopolitical institutions, our economic institutions, our religious institutions, to accommodate this new information that is going to be made available, so that we can not only respect the other civilization, but we can be respected by them, so that we can, in fact, engage in a mutually respectful and mutually beneficial relationship between our two cultures. This is what has to be governed by people such as Pope Leo XIV now and the presidents of our country.
And imagine how it must look to all these ET observing our planet if this is all the nature of reality, right? They see these little monkeys that evolved and now have anxiety, and they see we develop nuclear bombs, we could take ourselves out in just like that, right? And then you got them reverse engineering ET technology and want to take over the world and is hostile and wants to become the superior group controlling all others. Like, it's so, it's so primitive, such primitive thinking, when we should be engaging this as a planet and not profiting off of this and, being above other people of your kind. It's like, I don't know, I just think that's how they would see it. It's really, I don't know. And then we got the motherfucking age of disclosure, or should I say the age of waiting, right? All these events and previews, and we still have not got the motherfucking documentary. Where is it at, right? So yeah, we're all in the age of waiting, guys, for disclosure.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
So let's just let that sink in just for 1 second, okay? Jay Stratton, which is David Grush's boss, higher level than David, the actual David Grush, he has seen them with his own eyes, beings. What the fuck, right? Get him in Congress and under oath.
It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
So this is the atomic weapon on steroids. So now we know why it's classified higher than top secret, need to know basis. It's classified higher than weapons of mass destruction. And that is really saying something, and this is a really credible guy saying this.
This is so secret. Very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
What else you want to know?